Hi, good morning. Thanks. Full house. I'm very happy. I almost expected no one's going to be here at 9. If it's your day off from work, you're going to turn in around 10:30. But thank you so much. So, my name is Sneha. I work for WCC Group. I'm a senior product manager. I have about 15 years working overall. Started as a programmer, worked in a few technical roles, and then eventually found my way to product management. Like you just said, we all found our way to product management, and I'm very happy to be in product management. So today I'm talking and representing another cause. I run the Women in Product group in the Netherlands. We are a community of about 450 people, and we run webinars, in-person sessions, knowledge sharing. You can find us on Meetup. It's called Women in Product NL. Very happy to welcome you all there. So, what am I actually here to talk about, right? I hope you can hear me better now. I was just talking to myself. Today I'm here to talk about the digital transformation journey we had as an organization. I'm sure you have not heard about WCC Group. That's because we did not have the transformation earlier, and this is our first step in. So, as an organization, this is where we started. I'm sure this is where you all started at some point. Just a quick show of hands. How many of you are product leaders? And product managers, individual contributors? Great, almost 50-50. Nice, very nice. So, as I'm still senior, so I don't know if I'm a leader or individual contributor anymore. Sometimes I'm leading people. Let's not get into that. That's for another day. So we started with this, right? How are we going to get to the next step? And I'm sure a lot of you have this question. How are we going to improve what we're doing? What is the next step? First, what is the next step in IT evolution and our product-centric discovery? What is our next step and how do we get to the next step? So we all start with this, and we did as well at WCC. So here's our scenario. We've been in business for 25 years now, 2.5 decades. Yeah, most of you from startups would say, freaking old man. I wasn't born then. And I would say that, but now no, I'm not saying that today. So quite a few years in business. We are about 200 people, not a very big company. And we primarily sell search software to governments. We sell it into public sector in employment, like labor ministries, and to identity, like the police of some countries. And this is only search software. We've been doing this for 25 years. We have a lot of domain expertise, and we've been developing our technical proposition better and better, year after year. That's all very nice, right? What is our market share then, and what exactly are we pitching as a product? Because in 25 years, a quarter of a century, a lot of things change, and the market has changed, and the appetite for technology and software products has definitely changed. So we started off, yeah, great. We always pitch decades of domain knowledge and great technology and great APIs. We always come with great reference customers. That opens a lot of doors for us. Yeah, we're very happy. And yet, we're hidden. Nobody knows who is WCC Group. And our customers' projects and the governments are really managed by system integrators. So these are the Accentures of the world. And this is not us. Because governments always put out a tender, right? And when you're giving a product to a tender, that's not the answer to this question. They're looking for a solution, an end-to-end solution that a large player can actually offer. Whether it's a custom build or a product, the governments don't care, or at least did not care in the past. And with our technology components being at the discretion of these system integrators, we were kind of getting lost somewhere, and this was actually the problem we wanted to solve. So this is our flagship technology, and this is keeping our lights on, which is a very nice thing, right? We were very luxurious in our position as a market leader and a domain leader, and yet we were hidden behind someone. So we really had a very small piece of the pie, And actually, our product proposition was getting lost in the larger scheme of things. So this is the first time I'm using the word product, and that's because we've always been selling search software. This is a very precision product, right? And it's always, when you say search, you're talking data and data accuracy, and you get very technical, and half the people start to switch off. You're at a meeting with stakeholders, you can see people blacking out. So this is the problem we actually had to solve. That comes to our objective. The objective of this whole journey was we wanted to move into a product mindset by creating a positioning. And we wanted to address market use cases. Now, when I talk about the market, what was our market? I've been telling you we work with governments. Yeah, and the governments are primarily old-fashioned. That's what all of us know, yeah? They put out a tender for their ID systems once in 10 years. If you're lucky, 5 years. Very cool. And do they really care about whether we are agile or we're using Scrum or Kanban? No, not really. Have they heard the word waterfall? Yes, sure. Because someone 10 years back told them or 20 years back told them. Do they really care, right? And then we started to understand what are the trends in the market. In the recent years, even public sector started to care. They started to have an IT evolution, and there is starting to develop an appetite for cloud solutions. And they are also tired of paying their bills of system integrators. Why exactly would you pay the bill for 1,000 people a day to sit on your campus and manage your IT solutions when everyone else is buying a product off the shelf? So we start to see this appetite and what they also want, right? They want one party to manage it all. They don't want to buy 100 components and give it to a system integrator and pay different bills. They want one solution. So the top set of our market trends in the product-led journey was one size does not fit all. Sure. Let me give you an example, right? Some of you from the Netherlands would know UWE, or I heard a British accent, DWP. These are public employment. If you're an unemployed person for a long time, you would go to them and get benefits. Now, these guys have a lot of money. But the way to get benefit for each government, the process is entirely different. And these are very heavy on paper. There's a mix of paper and Excel and small-time tools and complex systems. So these customers in our market wanted a single vendor to offer a solution. And they had the idea, yes, we want a product solution. Now, our platform at this moment is still a very small piece of the pie. And we wanted to address this. Another trend we saw was analytics is essential. They want extensive reporting. Whether they are tech savvy or not, they want to understand what is the before and after numbers, what is the impact of the check I signed 2 years back. Because everyone has to answer to someone. So here we were offering a set of APIs, very nice tech product, but really, did they leverage the whole value of it? Nah, not really. And then the third market trend was professional services offer. Of course, we are selling into business, B2B. We have a professional services package. But is the market very happy with it? And why do we get escalations? Everyone gets escalations, by the way, not just us. So here we saw the need and appetite to serve a whole customer lifecycle of the project. Not our project, but their project. It's about the customer. And products are always customer-centric, or have to be if it's a great product. So we started, then we identified our areas of transformation. What are we going to do? We said, let's build a product portfolio. Technology is all very nice. Now we want off-the-shelf product offering. And this is not going to be a standalone. We are going to back it up with different areas of the organization ramping up. We had to scale up technology and operations, yes. We have to ramp up go-to-market and growth in this direction, and eventually get people talking the same language and thinking the same thoughts. Our implementation was as follows. We started by improving the product positioning. I've been talking about this search software, and some of you are like, show me something. And everybody tells me this, show me something, right? And for this, we went to new customers, looked at new tenders for the end-to-end. Okay, let's develop an MVP and address a market's use case. So we got our first customer for an end-to-end solution. What is an employment solution? A job portal? Sure. And what else does it need to do? Job portal is for you and me, guys. We go to LinkedIn or Monster, get a job, and get off the market. But here is a section of the society that will not just self-serve, but they need someone's help, and that person who's helping them needs to report to someone else, and someone else, and someone else. So we needed a case management system. Then we started to work with our customer to determine what's going to be our MVP, and where is it we draw the line to make a positioning and cover and out-of-scope topics. Then we took this product into the market and started to do a market fit. Our first MVP implied we are not going to serve all sizes, sure. Then what are we going to do? We're going to start iterating with new customers and new tenders, potential customers. What are the use case we can serve? And where is it that we draw a line and say our product will not do this? So I just made a little diagram here. There's a back end and there's a front end. We built a front end so we can be the single end-to-end solution. And then we called it the baseline product. Then we determined 4 other use cases because we're talking employment, right? And then, yeah, let's have a data quality control for jobs. So there's no Nigerian prince offering millions of dollars to unemployed people and promising them the world. And let's help disabled candidates, because these are not the guys who will self-serve themselves. And in our market, when we're selling to governments, these are the use cases that really ring a bell. A fraud control with verification. Are you actually disabled, or are you just trying to get a benefit? And career development. If you have been really laid off 6 years back and you're struggling to get back into a job, let's help you take some assessments, sign up for some trainings. And then we started to automate these use cases with workflows. So the impact of this exercise was we managed to develop a baseline product and offer this to all customers tier A through E. Now our new features are validated on a roadmap. If there is a customer request, hey, I'd like to get this feature, we validate it on our roadmap and say, this will be a part of our product, or no, this is no longer a part of our product, but you can offer us something. You can pay for it and get it. So that's going to be a product-led decision. And then with the workflows, we set a strategic goal. So the strategic goal was very important for our entire organization in ways that sales can go out and pitch value based on a goal. It helped us to educate our sales organization and pre-sales in solution architecture. The next thing was, I talked about analytics. So we wanted to give an analytics product. We are talking search, right? I'm going on and on about a search product. So search is all about accuracy, data completeness, data efficiency, the quality of matches. And this goes around data. So with an inbuilt analytics, we wanted to improve the quality of decisions. The decision-making capability and insights into data was going to help us fine-tune our search engine and the match model. We were able to cover the market use cases with reporting APIs. And mainly, we wanted to eliminate the overhead for our customers. So with this offering, by far, this product introduction was the most successful in our entire transformation journey. We productized a set of our APIs and offered it, sure, as an API and with some visualizations. I don't think you can see everything, but on the second row is a frictions chart. Friction is demand and supply. And for our domain, employment, it's very important for governments to know what are the set of skills in our market, in our country, and what are the set of skills being requested by jobs. how many people are in jobs and which are the jobs that are diminishing, the type of occupations. So we gave domain-specific reporting. This was very well received. We increased our CSAT scores drastically because we provided a visual product. Now, the non-tech savvy audience on our stakeholders side were a lot happier and they were more interested in engaging with our product. So this gave us a lot more boost. Since they were domain experts and not really tech experts, we were able to get a much stronger feedback loop on iterating on the product itself. So we could make an iterative product development with market giving us direct feedback. And our professional services did not have to create custom reports every month or on every request. So it saved us a lot more operational time. And for the customers, sure, they were very happy to just buy another module and not have to license an entire new tool or depend on system integrators if they were working with them. So that was a very good impact for us in terms of adding products and introducing an entire different portfolio of products. Then was the professional services setup. So we had to change the mindset and the paradigm towards a product-led professional service organization. We divided these into three main sections: the implementation methodology, tools, and templatization. All of these just needed to be fine-tuned towards product-led mindset. We separated them out into standard projects, which were product implementations, and custom projects, which were product plus severe level of customization. That helped us move most of our existing customers into a standard product implementation. And this could be now under PMO governance, and the planning and estimations were a lot more standardized. We could move in and fine-tune templates for product offerings now instead of custom projects. So that really gave us a push, and we didn't have to start from scratch each time. With tooling, we had a lot of SMEs. And SMEs just develop tools and scripts, and this is what every PS organization does, right? They develop their own tools, make it easier for themselves. So one of our initiatives was to start spreading this knowledge and start making the tools much more standardized. So we built a tools repository and started to upskill all of our PS staff so that there is no SME involvement and a very deep SME involvement in every single project. And we started tracking all the KPIs here. So our CSAT scores, when they went up or down, we could immediately see these. Now, the impact of the PS exercise for us was our time to value decreased. We started seeing value much earlier in customer life cycle because we went with a product mindset and it was off the shelf. We started to draw boundaries a lot easier, a lot cleaner, and the boundaries were no longer gray. So we're talking now lower escalations and lower friction working with teams, whether it's with the customer or our internal teams. We had much lower frictions and much lower number of parties involved. And eventually we had a much better operational efficiency that we achieved. And we started to have better communication, of course. Technology, yeah. I was technical. I say was, because I came to this company, and then our transformation journey, now I see you smiling, thanks. Because our technology transformation journey said we needed to invest in a CI/CD pipeline. And I came from a startup. I said, what, this is basic. We already start product development with CI/CD pipeline and automated deployments. If you're coming from a company that's fairly new, this would be basic. But then we are in business for so long and our products are so old that we actually needed to put in a substantial investment and move our whole thinking in the direction of CI/CD and automated deployments and test coverage. And given the new appetite for cloud products, we had to move it into a security coverage for products. Very good boost, but also a great exercise for us because our developers now started working with a much cleaner slate and no longer with an unboosted morale. So they had an actually boosted morale. We were very happy with that. We also upgraded our operational processes for support with L1 and L2 and removed several cumbersome steps. Then came our growth and go-to-market exercise. So once we ramp up our product portfolio, we have to go out there and shout it out, right? We did a whole branding exercise for our organization to give the face a brand. So we revamped our corporate website and we started blogging a lot. We started making social media updates, ran several campaigns, turned up at conferences like these, and gave ourselves, our organization, a face. And with the growth mindset, we started offering cloud and on-prem solutions. On-prem still, to this day, remains the largest set of our customers. We are not going away from this, and we know very well that the market has an appetite for cloud, but with products, it's always about what is the question you answer and how do you handle the market's needs. If they need on-prem, the world is not going to move from one day to another, from on-prem to cloud. So we still continue to support the largest set of our customers on-prem, as well as the new set of customers on cloud. And for our cloud products, we had security coverage and security training in-house. We all got security trained, and I had a GDPR training recently. I'm very happy. You guys probably had it 10 years back, right? Or 5 years back when it came out. Yeah, so for us, it's quite new. And then the last part of our transformation journey was with people development. We had to get our entire staff thinking product and not project anymore. So it was a paradigm shift. We had several sessions, several discussions, a lot of pushback from why are we moving away and it's working fine. Why would you touch a system that's working fine? So we had a lot of discussions around this, and eventually we started to move towards a product-led mindset. We moved the skills pool from on-prem to cloud, and we hired a lot of cloud-native engineers and stuff to bring in a new level of thinking. Our services organizations were upskilled. We had AWS training in-house and a lot of knowledge base built in-house. We're now an AWS partner for some of our customers. In practice, our entire organization started to change. We saw our sales organization going out with a product portfolio, and with their demos, we saw a change of mindset in this is our product. And then we started to see the receiver of a demo was also much happier in hearing, oh, the word product, because the whole world is talking product now. And then we start product and we started pitching values by solution positioning. This seems very standard in B2B, and when you are in an enterprise company, you would say, we've been doing this for years already, right? And for governments, when they hear product, they're starting to get much more excited. Very happy to see this market trend as well. We had a systematic approach to tech debt, and with automated deployments, we were able to get a much more accelerated way from release to deployment and separating releases and deployments and cumbersome processes. And our digital products are now in a growth and maturity phase, including our product platform and our analytics platform. And we are very happy about this. So yeah, that's our achievement eventually. I wouldn't say we've achieved 100%, because this is still our journey, and our journey, the set of steps we started to take are still going on, and the initiatives might have stopped and the training might have stopped, but you still continue to learn. So we are still marching on with product mindset and the product scope and value into a growth perspective. We improved morale of our organization. A lot of our tech organization now works with product, and they start to see value and they start to see their impact when they work on a product versus when they were working on single project implementations for customers. We start to see efficiency in operations, and now our entire organization is product educated. Yeah, so that was me. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Wait for the mic. Thank you for the presentation. I recognize that educating your sales organization is a very essential thing in this process. From like general practice, I also know that sales is generally focused on what they do, and it's quite difficult to get them into sort of a transition in their mindset. So can you give us a little bit of background on how you made this transformation happen?
Yeah, so the sales was definitely the last piece of the puzzle, and we started to involve them earlier on in the cycle. Even when they were not pitching the new set of products and they were still answering tenders that was in a project mindset, we still started to tell them, here's what is coming up, and from a product organization, we started to show, here's the roadmap, here's what's coming up. And we started to attune their mindset a lot earlier than the positioning was already developed. So we started to get their inputs and involve them earlier on in the process. And of course, a lot of them were not happy because we can't take everybody's inputs to create a product positioning. But the fact that they were involved also helped us a lot in creating the positioning and in moving their mindset. So it was not a one day to another change, but a gradual mindset change. And when we actually rolled out the product portfolio, this still took months to get attuned and start pitching the positioning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your story. Who was the leader of this transformation, and who helped you or your team to switch that mindset for the company leaders to product-led organization?
So the leader was our COO. We got a new COO around end of 2020. He brought in a product mindset. We already had talks about productization months ahead of him coming in, and after he came in, we made this systematic plan. Basically, on the first week of 2021, we had an all hands where this was introduced to us. So it was a whole year process. Yes.
Thanks. Hey, thanks for the presentation. I'm curious if you ever did any sort of cost-benefit analysis, trying to understand, okay, these are the number of customers or tenders that we need to have at which productization becomes profitable. And under this number, it probably doesn't make any sense. Or did you already have that number that you thought that it was profitable already? Just curious about that.
We already had the number, but we also had to make another analysis. The reason we had a number was several of our project implementations were already getting quite heavy on us and biting us deeper in the pockets. So one example is we had a professional service project ending at the end of the search implementation, but the actual customer project was not complete. And that meant with a handover to support, L1 and L2 was much deeply involved. So this was where we had to make the cost-benefit analysis and saying, are we actually going to upgrade our support organization, or are we fine-tuning our process that professional service who's actually being paid for this is going to handle this? And if it's professional service, then what are they going to handle? Come back to product. And that was the cycle. The other part of your question was cost-benefit analysis on the number of customers we needed to get. I would say we haven't exactly broken even within a year, and that would be a miracle to break even with any B2B, let alone governments. So we're still on this step.
Thanks.
To Mr. Anonymous, yes, it's up to the user's discretion or speaker's discretion, but yes, you will get the slides afterwards if they choose to send them forward.
Yes, I have shared the slides. You can have them. And thanks a lot.
Wait, do we want to take a couple questions from the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
How about the first one? NL government, obviously Netherlands, government process flows are built for people to fit specific boxes. How do you manage anomalies? Is there an alternative flag/flow to support them?
So NL government processes, We still offer them the search software. They have not moved or they have not changed their front-ending systems in a while. In a while, yes. So we are still pitching them and advising as partners would on what they can change. Again, these are governments. They take their time. If it's not this year, we will pitch again next year. So there were no anomaly at this point.
And then the next one is, how do you validate a customer request to decide if it should end up on your roadmap or not?
Very good question and very spot on. We do this. I do this every day of my job. So if there is a customer request coming in, first I do the cost analysis. Is it just a tick box? Is it a radio button that I want to introduce on the portal? Or is it a much larger functionality? And if it's a much larger functionality, I would evaluate it with existing customers as well as with upcoming tenders. With existing customers, it's a lot easier to evaluate. We can show them a roadmap. If it if it's a UX-heavy feature, then I could get a UX wireframe and show it to them. So that's how I can get a buy-in. And if I see there is more appetite from the customers, I would go ahead and put it on the roadmap.
Have you introduced any type of analytics to support your journey to become product-led? If so, what and how?
Yeah, so the KPIs are still at professional services organization, and there is no formal KPIs here. I think by analytics, you mean KPIs, right? So the analytics are, analytics is a module, and then KPIs are at the professional services organization. With other organizations like support and product and engineering, we still do the cost-benefit analysis, ROI analysis. The next one is, time to value has decreased. How did you track that? Yes, because professional services has the strongest KPI tracking, and this was the easiest for us to track because they have very strong methodology and KPI tracking at every stage of customer life cycle. We, as an entire organization, view our professional service reporting on a weekly basis. So I was just viewing it last night to see if I can throw in some PS happy face, sad face, red face charts in here. I was actually very happy to see in the last 6 months, we changed a lot of red faces to green and yellow faces. And that is CSAT. So that is the time to value that we're talking about decreasing. So one more thing here. On our professional services reporting, we have at the customer lifecycle level. So whether it's in planning stage that there is a red face, or whether it's in implementation or resourcing stage. So we see, and an overall stage. And that's where we can see where exactly the KPIs are indicating the value has been seen or not seen.
Probably one more. You noted receiving a lot of pushback to change. Did you have any tricks, I'm guessing that's tricks, to convince people, or you explained the situation and gave them time to let it sink in?
Explain the situation, and also with the situation started to explain the impact. One way is always the ROI and cost-benefit analysis, but people who are not really in a revenue-driven mindset, like the support organization, they don't care if you're making money. Engineers, they don't care. But by showing them the impact of their work and how many customers they can actually reach with a product-led mindset, we started to change them slowly. Definitely took a lot of time to sink in.
Great. Actually, we do have time for one more. How did you get support from the management?
Management was very supportive because it was their primary KPIs for the year. That was actually the easiest. Our board? Yeah. So this was actually an organization level transformation, and then it trickled down, top down. So this was a lot easier for us as implementation experts to go ahead and do it.
Great. Can we give Mrs. Divikar a round of applause?
Thank you.